Hey graphic designers, how are you today? This is going to be a quick week 3 assessment on designing your social media ads. As you can see, here is the assignment with all the important information on what is going to be asked of you for this project. We will be creating the 3 social media posts. Our first one will be for a fitness club. Second, the budget travel website. And also the third will be the grocery delivery service. We want to make sure that all of the 3 files are the right size and that they are engaging emotions and devote more space to the image than the text. And also, simple is better. Make sure that you guys are using your principles and your elements and doing a little bit of research ahead of time and looking what is out there already on the web. What type of social ads grab your attention? What works and what doesn't work? So first you want to go and find some inspiration in your image. So I went ahead and chose this image here. There's 1,000,001 different ones to do, so it's completely up to you. I spent a lot of time searching for an image. I can get lost looking at images. So it's asking you to create it in Photoshop. You are welcome to use one of the other ones. It's up to you. I'm not going to double check and make sure that you're doing it in Photoshop, but maybe you should take this time and practice a little bit, especially since we're going to be manipulating photo a bunch. You should use Photoshop since we'll be using the editing tools to edit the image. So let's go ahead and get our image placed onto our canvas, onto our artboard. And size it however you like. I don't really want that railing in the photo, so I'm going to go ahead and place it there. All right, so at this point, the assignment would like you to edit the photo a little bit. Try to enhance it, try to spark emotions, and we want to make sure that we add the message to the ad itself. No need to put anything else except for the message, guys. So I just went ahead and went over there and copied it, and I'm going to paste it in. And let's get this guy to be larger. I need to bring this down a bit. Okay. So I'm going to bump that up. And please don't use just a simple font such as Arial. I'd love to see you use some more creative fonts, something that maybe sparks some emotion. Always making sure that it's legible. I'm going to bump this up to 150 because I want it to be much larger. That's obviously too large, so let's take it down 75. So I'm going to come back to my image a little bit and add some effects to it. I'm going to come up to the image and make some adjustments. I'm going to work first on the hues and saturations. So I'm going to maybe take down the saturation a little bit, work on the hues. I think making it a little bit brighter also, changing up the lightness. Seems a little bit more dreamlike. And we can also come into the individual colors. I want to play with my blues a little bit. So I'm going to bring up the saturation on the blues a little bit more. Maybe adding, I'm going to keep it lighter. And changing the hue a bit. Yeah, I really like that brightness of that blue. What do you guys think? So we also have some open spaces on the edge. We certainly don't want to leave that, so let's add a bit more. Maybe some elements of design. I think I would like to increase this and make it a little bit larger. So it takes up that whole piece. It still has the effects on it. And let's move it over. Of course, I want it aligned, center, and I will come up and edit my text a little bit more. like it to stand out. So we want to have a hard contrast of making sure that we have some darker text over top of, where's my text tool? There we go. Want to make sure that we have the contrast with the darker and text over the lighter background. So that's looking all right so far. I mean, it's very simple and clean, but you know what? I think it needs a little bit more, okay? We want to maybe incorporate another element. I think I would like to see some lines in this. So I'm gonna come over and just get my paintbrush tool. I'm gonna find a nice paintbrush to use. I think I really want it soft. I'm gonna make it a bit bigger and just add some, let's see what my color is right now. I think I wanna lighten that color up a bit. And just kind of add in some swirls. Oh, I don't like that one. I'm gonna bring it out a little bit more. And I don't want it that bright, so I'm gonna come down and bring the opacity down a little bit. And I will also do a few more of those. So I'm gonna just go ahead and select all and paste it again. So it added a different layer. And just add a little bit of depth to it by making it a little bit larger and spacing it out a little bit. I'm going to bring that down, opacity down a little bit too. I even take that down even a little bit further. I don't really see too much of the swirl there, so I'm going to add a few more swirls. Maybe a few up here. And the focal point is obviously her. So I'm going to add a bit of additional lines. Instead of going with the curves, I think I'm going to thin it out a little bit. Add some hard round edges. And making it a bit smaller. I think I want a little bit of emphasis on, let's change the color here. Let's add a nice contrasting color. We really want it to pop a bit more, I think in some orange, orangish yellow to bring in some lines here. I'm going to add that to a new layer because I want this one to be full opacity. And maybe not right there. And just adding, kind of mimicking the lines along the railing. And I don't care for that one. Okay. And some great gradation there. And I kind of want to do this, I'm going to switch the font up a little bit. It looks not very legible to me. So I'm going to find something that works a little bit better. It's a budget travel, so I kind of want to give it more of a, and I like having the eyes wide open part together. So I'm going to incorporate a bit more, where's my character palette? There we go. Obviously need some space between these guys, so let's bump that out. I think I really want that much larger. And make that 100. Hey, maybe even a little bit more, right? Let's. So of course you can make this however you like. I'm going to put wide right over her and bring this up another one. Obviously, I don't want to leave it this way because we want wide. I'm going to make that in a different font. And using that yellow again. And make that big. I don't know if that font works or not. I think I'm gonna have it here instead. So we're gonna bring this guy up a bit. And maybe having these lines, where did they go? I'm going to kind of bring that up, transform it a bit. And bring her down just a bit. I don't like that little spot in the middle there. So I'm going to get rid of it. Obviously we can't do it on that one. So let me get back and choose the right layer that I want. And I want to erase that one spot there. Get it out of there. I'm going to clean these guys up a little bit, making my brush much bigger. And let's add a little bit more. I'm going to turn these around a bit. Make it come from the top. And let's see if that works. No, you know what? I don't like that. So I'm going to take that out. And I'm going to bring these down a bit more. And let's just see what they look like without that there. I think it needs some texture on the sides, so I'm going to keep those in there. But I'm still really not feeling this font, guys. What do you think? It really doesn't appeal to me as far as you know, the adventure of it. I feel like we need a bit more simplicity, but still keeping that same feeling going. But of course I can get into a lot more detail with changing out all of these, but I don't want this example to be very long. So I'm going to really kind of cut it short and not continue to pick this design apart, because of course I can spend tons of time on it. Like I said, again, I'm gonna bump this to like 300 really big. So we really just kind of want to catch people's eyes, create an emotion, and you know, have it be something that they want to click on. So let's view it in actual size. So you want to view actual size. Where's that view? Print actual size. Not fit to screen. 100%. So we have some alignment with the text. We have some contrast with the colors. Choosing the elements would be the text, obviously the lines. We can also add some points. I think it would be nice to add some additional textures and things to the side, maybe even having these go all the way around the wide part. You know, there's so many different things you could do. But again, make sure that you guys are not just dropping an image on and dropping text on and then expecting that to be your grade, because it is important that you are including additional elements and creating that emotion and that feeling to sell your ad, okay? And there's tons of examples out there. Let's go back and just double check. Always, always, always go back and double check your work. So we want to have 3 of these, right? So we want to make sure that we are adding another board. So as I showed you in the last demo for the assignment, we also want to add another board within Photoshop. So we want to add a new artboard. We'll just call this one add 2. Creates the same size for you, and then you can design the other 2. So you also, for the message, remember guys, you only need the message. You don't need to put fitness club. You just want to include just the message on your designs, and make sure that you export. There's no need for references, so we'll have the 3, and then of course you want to always save your file, and you are going to submit it as a PDF, okay? So just save as, and choose your PDF, and go on from there. If you guys have any questions at all, or if you're stuck, or you just want me to look at something, or you'd like me to demo Photoshop more for you, if there's anything you need at all, I am here for you. I want you to be successful in this class, but I need you to make sure that you guys are doing it and doing it well. If you are ever wondering what I'm really looking for, it's mostly based off the rubrics, which you can see as you scroll down. Excellent work, guys. If I'm going to give you full point, it needs to be very creative, okay? I don't want you to just put on a picture and some text, okay? It needs to be interesting, new, helpful, making an original contribution that includes identifying the previous unknown problem. Also, you know, the ideas are combined in an original and surprising ways to solve the problem. So these are what I'm going to be grading off of, so check those also. And remember to come back and check your work, guys. Make sure that you come here and you created this on artboards. Your instructor will share potential stock images. Here's the image site. You guys can use this one, or whatever ones you want to out there, okay? I would even love it if you used your own photos. That is another option, okay? Again, if you have any questions about the assessment, make sure you guys have 3 of them. Feel free to reach out for me. You know where to find me. Happy designing, guys. Bye.